45 announced this week that he has taken the drug hydroxychloroquine. I was working my way, or the person who wrote this was actually working their way through the Post's new book. 45 and his Assault on Truth, written by the newspaper's fact-checker staff. The thought that 45 would ignore warnings from the Food and Drug Administration and deliberately ingest a drug that could have serious side effects was disturbing and equally upsetting. However, was the thought that the squatter may have taken to the airwaves to tell a bold-faced lie. Why should we believe he's actually taken the drug? After all, America has come to this conclusion: a squatter of the United States whose word cannot be trusted. Excuse me. The fact-checker editor and chief writer Glenn Kessler labels 45 the most mendacious squatter in U.S. history, and the 344-page book backs up this charge. 45's Assault on Truth lays bare the scope of this squatter's record of unprecedented habitual and intentional dishonesty, tracing 3+ years of deceitfulness up to and including his incompetent handling of the coronavirus crisis. An entire chapter of the book is devoted to his misrepresentations about the rapidly spreading disease and his false depictions of his blunderness and botched response. Kessler and his co-authors Salvador Rizzo and Meg Kelly catalog 45's sick relationship with the truth that has been on daily display since the start of his squattancy. They talk about his lies, basically his false claims that he made, going from when he started squatting in the White House until now, which he's up to 16,241 lies, which is an average of 15 lies per day. Some 45 lies, the book notes, were often repeated about fanciful exaggerations, like he passed the biggest tax cut ever, presided over the best economy in the U.S. history, cut a massive job-creating deal with Saudi Arabia, and all but solved the nuclear crisis with North Korea. Other 45 claims had no ground in fact. U.S. Steel was building more than half a dozen new plants, which was not true. Barack Obama gave 2,500 Iranians U.S. citizenship when negotiated a nuclear deal, which is another lie from 45. The 45 administration did not have a family separation policy on the border, and it did. Excuse me. The book captures 45's compulsion to undo or degrade Obama's accomplishments, an obsession that borders on pathological. Kessler says that 45 falsely claimed on 4 separate occasions that Obama's relationship with the Philippines was so poor that during one official visit, the country's leaders would not let the U.S. Land his jet there, leaving Obama circling the airport. Why, the author asks, would 45 conjure such an implausible scenario? But the Obama story is a telltale sign of 45's brand of deceit. He makes stuff up and keeps the bogus claim going as long as he can get away with it. The book's induction says it best: we had never encountered a politician like 45, which technically 45 isn't a politician anyway, who's so cavalier about the facts, that's so unconcerned with accuracy, so willing to attack people for made-up reasons, and so determined to falsely depict his achievements. Squatters previously sought to speak with authority. 45 wants to brag or berate, usually armed with false information. The penchant for lying exposed in 45 and his assault on truth is only one of the flaws that make him a dangerous squatter. It is intertwined with his grandiose sense of self-importance, callousness, arrogance, and cruel disregard for other people's rights, including the rule of law. And 45 world only he matters. Yeah, thus 45 purges the government with impunity. He limits public accountability to his liking, blows off congressional subpoenas like dandruff, and asserts an absolute privilege to do whatever the hell he wants, whether illegal or not, because thanks to the subjugation of Attorney General William Dumbass Barr, 45 controls the Justice Department, and he can rest assured that a Republican-led Senate will never kick him out of office when he's impeached by a Democratic House. And now all of that amassed squatteral power is directed at what else? His reelection. Mendacity lies at the heart of his reelection strategy. Keep them, we know who, away from the polls by any means necessary. That requires telling lies about absentee balloting, making false voter fraud charges, and misrepresenting disenfranchisement and voter suppression schemes, so be it. And presently, some Democrats are making it easy for 45. Instead of joining a nationwide strategy to protect polling places from intimidation and safeguarding the U.S. Postal Service's ability to deliver mailed ballots unimpeded by budget strictures, and at a time when focus belongs to protecting the right to vote, encouraging voter registration, and ensuring access to a ballot, Democrats are furiously debating which woman should Joe Biden's running mate be. Some sterling candidates are on the list, but as for voter turnout, if a lying, devious, and bigoted bully like 45 can't bring voters out to the polls, then nothing will, and that's the truth.